Okay, it's me and Tim back at the John Deere 60. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. What is today? Saturday? Friday? Friday. Right?
Yes.
Let's make sure we get this thing zoomed out. Tim just slammed his nose in the Jeep door. And, well, he didn't actually slam it in there, but it hit his nose when he shut the door. Okay, we're moving on here pretty good. Something I learned and I wasn't sure about with this tractor because I'm not really familiar with them is I thought the engine oil and this transmission part here, the first reduction gears and the power takeoff, were all the same, ran in engine oil. Well, apparently there was a leak here and the engine oil was leaking through and going down into the transmission. And this thing was really bad and dirty. So what I did was I actually put the seal in. I used a spray sealer and the gasket that they gave me, and I took that black RTV stuff and coated it all the way around there, that stuff. And now I'm going to put this gear on. Now I don't have a press, obviously, and what I'm going to use is this. This is Babbitt. This is actual Babbitt to re-Babbitt connecting rods in antique vehicles or classic vehicles. So I bought a bunch of this stuff years ago, and I use it to set delicate stuff. Timothy, get over my right shoulder. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the Tim's going to videotape, I'll talk.
Okay.
We're recording?
Yes.
Okay, we're ready to put this cover on here. Our first reduction gear is here, and yeah, they just sit on there. There's bearings and stuff. The shaft is pretty loose. It's supported by that cover.
This cover. What are you doing?
I'm putting this high-tack spray gasket sealant on here, and that'll make sure, or that will ensure, that my gasket that I'm about to put on here stays and seals the way it's supposed to. Now you use this stuff on here and it's really tacky, so once it dries, you can take the gasket, and I do have a little issue with the gasket, because I'll show you that in a second, but it'll hold the gasket in place until you set the cover on. Now I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to put the gasket on there that way. You did clean this off, right?
I don't know if I think I didn't scrape it off.
Now when you, this stuff, this high-tack glue basically that we're about to glue this thing on with. Okay, you can see this really isn't much fun to do with it all wrinkled and stuff. Unbelievably wrinkled. Thinking that we can moisten it a little bit with this stuff here, and it may work out, but what it's going to do is the exact opposite of what I want it to do, which is to still stick, but it ain't going to stick.
Because it's got that oil dripping.
No, not that. Well, we're getting it. That's good, right? This is what that stuff is supposed to do. So you kind of glue. So you kind of glue it fast. Doing too bad here. Just gotta get it so that the holes line up. And this is where it is going to be a problem. Right here. Got a couple of spots there. What happens when you spray this stuff, it vibrates tacky stuff, you got a problem. It's no longer tacky. Yes, that oil dripping there is a problem. I'm hoping we get that thing set on those pins and then we'll just get the... We should be good.
What you doing?
Oh, well, yeah. Just tightening up this housing here. It holds gears. We're going to have to put this on. I don't know what the torque specs are for this thing. But I guess it really doesn't matter. Tight is tight, as long as they're all tight. But we didn't break the gasket, and I don't expect any leaks because of the sealant that we put with it. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, we do seem to be getting a little bit more out of it. And you can see the nice new seals and stuff. Yeah. Alright, well, things are moving along pretty good here. It's getting pretty late now. We're looking at around 8 o'clock. But I've got the flywheel back on, in position. And there's a little slinger on the inside where the oil gets pumped out of the bearing or into the bearing and it goes through to the other side. But there's this little funky little slinger that slings it around in there, and it's driven off the flywheel. So you have to get the timing just right, which I've hit my timing marks on the flywheel. And on the other side there's a pin that holds that little slinger and, you know, causes that to spin inside that bearing housing. So I just finished up doing that, and I've tightened down my flywheel here. I got the nut on anyway. Now I'm sure there's a torque to it, but anyways, I have to put 2 bolts in here and get them tightened down. So I know I threw them up here someplace, and I'm sure they're here because I only did it a couple of days ago. But yeah, they're these great big honking square-headed bolts, and I'm going to show you one in a second here as soon as I get it into position. Oh yeah, greasy. And I scraped about 5 pounds of mud out of the inside of this flywheel. Well, you can call it mud, but it wasn't mud. It was all this dirt. It took me about 15 minutes to get it all scraped out, the holes. There's a little rubber washer, or yeah, a little rubber, yeah, I guess it's a washer, but it's a O-ring, but it's not. It's a square-shouldered O-ring that goes in there and seals the crankshaft from that oil coming through the underside of it, which the slinger doesn't bring back. So I just replaced that, and I imagine, well, where in the heck is it? Here it is. Get it off the floor here. I had to split it, and it's hard as a rock. Of course, it's probably 50 years old anyway, 50, 60 years old, however old this tractor is. What is it, 53, 63, 73, 83, 93, 03, 13? This thing's 60 years old. So you got a 60-year-old tractor. That's a 60-year-old piece of rubber that's been submerged in oil, or neoprene probably. So yeah, it's due to be changed. But anyways, I'm just putting the rest of this flywheel on, and Timothy is over there putting on a slinger shield over there for the flywheel. Oh, really? You got the flywheel part done?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, let me put this bolt in here, and we'll get back to you. Okay, I think it's supper time. It is supper time. I've got this tightened down, Now this is one of these things, you gotta tighten the ever-loving crap out of these bolts, because they do have a tendency of loosening up. And if they loosen up, they screw up the splines here. And you screw up them splines, that's it. Recrank it again. So, yeah. If you think, I'm not sure what the torque specs are on that, but I'm going to find out tomorrow. There's probably going to need about 150 torque foot-pounds on there or something. I do have a couple of good torque wrenches. Timothy, on the other hand, is over here looking for his missing gloves that are probably still in his truck. But anyways, we're ready to put the pulley on. We'll do that tomorrow. And, oh wow, look at this. He's got the shield on. Excellent. Oh yeah, we were going to weld that, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You can't see it unless you're really looking. But anyway, yeah, we got the pulley there. We're going to slide that bad boy in there. I think there's a piece of felt that's supposed to go in here, but I'm not sure. I'm almost 100% sure I have it. It's in there, so it's in the kit, but I want to be sure before I actually put it together. So what I'm going to do is consult the book. And it will tell me if there's a piece of felt that goes in there. And then tomorrow, guess what? It's startup day. This tractor will run, and we will be driving it all over the place in the cold, wintry weather, just for the fun of it. So thank you for watching.